Parents, when was the moment you saw your child's spirit break? My son Daniel was 8 when he fell in love with the piano. Not just banging on keys for fun, but real passion. He'd sit for hours on our old upright, figuring out melodies by ear. His music teacher, Mr. Collins, became his absolute hero. Daniel would come home every Thursday after lessons talking nonstop about what Mr. Collins taught him. Mr. Collins says I have a gift. Mr. Collins thinks I should play in the spring recital. Mr. Collins wants to record my song for the school assembly. Daniel started waking up at 6 in the morning just to practice scales before school. He'd pack his music sheets in his backpack like other kids pack toys. I'd find him humming while doing chores, tapping rhythms on the table with his fork at dinner. He turned our basement into his concert hall, lining up chairs for an imaginary audience. He'd give me tours every weekend, performing and then explaining what each song meant to him. This one sounds like rain. This one is how happy feels. When the spring recital was announced, Daniel was so excited he could hardly sleep. He spent 3 weeks perfecting a piece he wrote himself, inspired by our family dog. Every note was intentional. Every chord told a story. He'd show me his progress every night. Mom, do you think Mr. Collins will be proud of me? Do you think people will clap for my song even though it's not Beethoven? I'd never seen my son work so hard on anything. He watched YouTube tutorials, practiced until his little fingers ached, even asked our neighbor, who used to be in a band, for advice. The night of the recital, Daniel wore his best white shirt and carried his music folder like it was made of gold. He was bouncing on his toes in the car. I can't wait for Mr. Collins to hear my piece on stage. I hope mine doesn't sound too small next to the older kids' songs. I dropped him off at school and watched him practically skip inside, clutching his music. When I picked him up, something was completely different. Daniel wasn't talking. He wasn't bouncing. He just sat in the back seat staring out the window, gripping his music folder like it might shatter. How did the recital go, sweetheart? He didn't answer for a long time, just kept staring. Then, in this tiny broken voice, he said, I don't want to play piano anymore. My heart sank. This was the kid who'd been talking about being a composer since he was 6. It took me 2 hours of gentle questions to get the story out of him. He'd been so excited to show Mr. Collins his piece before going on stage. He found him in the hallway talking to another teacher, Ms. Wright. Daniel ran up with his sheet music, ready to show it off one last time. But as he got closer, he heard what they were saying. Oh God, here comes Daniel with another one of his silly little tunes. Mr. Collins chuckled. I only tell him he's talented because his mom donates instruments and volunteers for every fundraiser. If I don't, she'll make my life difficult. Ms. Wright laughed. The kid has no sense of rhythm at all. His songs sound like a cat walking across the keys. Exactly. What am I supposed to do? Tell him he's hopeless? I just smile and pretend he's a prodigy. Daniel stood there frozen for a full minute, holding his sheet music, listening to the 2 adults he admired most laugh about his work, about his dreams. He never handed in his music. He went to the bathroom, tore the pages into pieces, and threw them away. Then he sat through the recital in silence, telling the stage manager his stomach hurt. When he finally told me, I watched my confident, creative, passionate little boy completely crumble. He started crying, this raw, heartbroken cry that came from deep inside. I thought I was good at something, Mom. I thought I was special. But Mr. Collins was lying because you help at school. That night, I found all his sheet music in the trash. His practice books, his little keyboard, even the notebook where he used to write lyrics. Everything was gone. I tried everything to bring him back. Bought new music, suggested lessons at the community center, even offered to take him to see a live orchestra downtown. But every time I mentioned piano, he shook his head and walked away. I'm not good at it, Mom. Mr. Collins just said that to be nice. It's been 2 years now. Daniel hasn't touched a piano since that night. He threw away every melody he ever wrote. Our basement still has the chairs lined up like an empty concert hall. Mr. Collins still teaches at his school. He still tells other kids they're gifted. And I still donate to the music program because I don't want to make things harder for Daniel. But I'll never forget watching my son realize that the adult he trusted most had been lying to his face for years. The worst part is knowing that somewhere in a school trash can, torn into scraps, was probably the most beautiful song my 8-year-old ever wrote.